So hello everyone and welcome to another SCPH replay sent in by the community. This time, gonna be a TVZ as we are getting through our backlog here on Ephemeron LE. So I'm your host Daks, and let's introduce our players here on the top left. We got Rakerion on that red Zerg. And in the meantime, on the bottom right, you know him, you love him, it's gonna be Paul Polka Dot coming on in on that blue Terran instead. So how you guys doing? A lot of different announcements coming on in the Starcraft scene. So first things first, new ladder maps have been announced. Ephemeron gonna be still sticking on, so this one you will still see in your ladder alongside Triton as well as World of Sleepers. Right now we have 4 new 1v1 maps, which are Zen, Eternal Empire, Nightshade, and Simulacrum. I would love to see some map replays of that into the near future, so guys feel free to send those in when the patch hits. Speaking of the patch, WCS has just ended, so more or less, it means maybe, just maybe, a new patch in the horizon. Will it make it to the SEA Games? That's gonna be the real question. Gonna be a big balance change if ever that happens. Would be very interesting to see who will actually be able to adjust their builds on the fly. Speaking of the fly though, fly on the wall, whoever's gonna be casting for the SEA Games, especially from Starcraft, I wonder who it's gonna be. On my personal part, no contact as of yet, so I'm not really expecting. Anyway, though, it is what it is, guys, and thank you guys for the support so far for the past few Cibol streams anyway, especially the prelims and the combine. It was great to be able to bring those games in to your horizon, as well as being able to cast that action. We'll keep on doing it with the community. No worries here. Just gonna have some fun playing, keeping the Starcraft scene exposed, and hopefully inspiring new and better players to keep on working, keep on keeping on, and keep grinding the ladder. Honestly, guys, after BlizzCon, I've been feeling maybe a little bit of the Starcraft itch again, so maybe, just maybe, looking to come back at it. But I really just, is just a little too much for me, in my own personal perspective. RTSs, in my instance, have always been used as a chill game, and I felt a little too much, weight on my shoulders when I used to play the ladder all the way back in Wings of Liberty. But it's always great to be kept up to date. When I do check out some replays, I do have a little bit of the research along the way. I even check out the game, even zip out a multiplayer game or two, unranked or even just versus AI, to be updated to how the builds do work. So anyway, that's enough about me. I spent like 252 talking about that. A lot of things going on here for our two players right now. We are gonna get a factory at the tech lab, looking for some cyclones here for Paul. Rakerion in the meantime with 3 Ravagers to go for the opening will decide to go for the bunker bus, as it is gonna be Paul putting a bunker all the way out in front. He didn't go for that early expansion, and Rakerion didn't even go for the second base as well. So this is pretty much an all-in antic here from Rakerion so far. If he does lose these Ravagers, it's gonna be a big hole he has to come out of. Cyclone though, gonna be very highly effective. Here we go with the lock-on in already. One of the Ravagers trying to retreat. Lock-on is broken. And here we go with the Corrosive Bile yet again. SCP is trying to repair this as much as possible, but the bunkers and supply depots have gone down, and Paul in such a bad spot already. The Roach Ravager coming on in yet again. SCVs are pulled to try and get in the way of the ramp. Cyclone being protected. It's quite low, though the biles have been absolutely huge here from Rakerion. He's rocking, rolling, and trying to roll on in. Will we have a fast game right here, right now, between our two players? Because Rakerion, honestly, such a good opening here. Able to take care of those averages. Paul went for the bunker of all things. Only had that one Cyclone. Playing a little greedy, going all the way up into tech. Finally though, the Ravagers are brought on in. Needs to take care of that siege. That 4 hits though, behind the barracks, behind the factory. It does go down, but Rakerion will lose everything he has for this offense. And this has to be a reset here for both, but who took more damage? It has to be Paul. 6 workers already left. Rakerion though, keeping the pressure on. He's not going for that second base anytime soon. Just the Roach Warren out of nowhere, deciding to dominate, deciding to isolate, and deciding to win. But what happened here? There's the Roach Warren just all the way in behind, and now 3 Roaches coming on back as well. He is on 2 gas, of course, to keep the Ravager Squadron ongoing. Doesn't need these 2 gas though. in terms of hopefully having one worker. So you can see that Rakerion, instead of building more drones, he's cycling these drones around. Sometimes he needs more minerals, though. He's gonna pull them, put them to the mineral line. If he needs more gas, he puts them in the extractor. Sometimes he go up to 6 just to get a Ravager or 2 extra. So though, the Cyclone having some fun, able to run around the Marine, getting some sightlines, but no, it will get immediately eviscerated there. Pheromone LE, a jungle lush map. But it seems like it has been stained by blood, it has been stained by a lot of different guts of a lot of different creatures. Anyway though, the Hero Cyclone still alive. The Siege Tank really tried all the way out in front. Command Center though being hit by the Bile, and more pressure being applied here from Rakerion so far. Rocking, rolling, trying to push on, and Lock in though coming online to the Overlord. 2 Cyclones already, trying to play the space game. And all he needs to do is get the ability to actually connect and go for the micro play. The Ravagers will be a little too slow to actually chase them down. There you go. Good damage being hit. He just has to get away from the Bile. And 2 Ravagers go down for free. That's what you want to do with his Cyclone's pull. Just dotting his opponents with missile after missile. So really, the Bile not the best thing against these Cyclones. Good switch here for Paul. Going into that Cyclone Tech and microing it well. Rakerion now backing on out. And we finally get a reset here for both sides. Rakerion is like, okay, I've done enough damage. If I keep putting this pressure on and he keeps building Cyclones, I might fall in a hole and I might actually get run over in my all-in. So it turns more or less in the standard game. Rakerion now taking the lead. The Zerg really needs this as much as possible, always being 1 base ahead of his opponents, and he's even gonna go for 2. Greed is good though, because look at the army right now for Paul. 9 supply compared to 10, workers at 19. He's focusing on building up more of those SCVs and repairing those Cyclones over making new units. Anyway, Maglock Accelerator coming online here for the Tech Lab, making these Cyclones even oh so better. In the meantime, Overlord's deciding to make the Exodus back on out. This one, chilling by the water, shining, shimmering, splendid. Cleaning up the plates as well. And what can Rakerion actually transition into? He is going for that 3rd hatchery. He does have the Roach Warren all night already. And finally gonna go into meta boost. So maybe just maybe Zergling run buys into the near future. Baneling Nest wouldn't hurt as well. But with this format that Rakerion is in right now, he went heavy on the Roach Ravager. The logical conclusion will to go on to Lair Tech, get the Evo Chamber +1 into range, get the upgrades from the Warren, and a Nidus Worm might be in the cards as well. Anyway, finally 2nd base here from Paul. He puts it down and makes a landmark off it. In the meantime though, Cyclone gonna spot this 3rd base, and this is so unfortunate here for Rakerion. He was banking on no aggression there from Paul, but Paul deciding it's time to run on in the Hot Wheels, beating on down and beating him back up. The Broodlings really trying to avenge themselves, but not gonna happen. They blow on up instead. And that's a big hit there from Rakerion. He can't really afford wasting all these minerals right here, right now, because he's still in a transitionary phase coming into the macro game. So though, more Cyclones here for Paul. Mech-based army. Not really the one you would see too much nowadays, but it seems like it's working here for Paul so far. Rakerion though, trying to back on out with those Queen Zerglings, going for the chase on down, and that's what the tech switch is for here for Rakerion. He's looking to surround these Cyclones. They aren't as fast as you would expect. The wings keeping on up with the metabolic boost for these Zerglings. And 1 Cyclone goes down. Perfect surround onto a 2nd. And Rakerion now cleaning up the carcasses. 3rd Cyclone goes down. And someone needs a refund by 4. That is so unfortunate. Paul though, using the racks for the scout, he knows that there is no real range units beside those queens. Creep spread isn't just there yet. And this barracks right now just floating on by. I would love to see Paul do something very cheeky. Just get this barracks landed on down and build a Marine or 2. Or maybe some Reapers as well, just to deal with the drones and the pesky. So anyway, we are going to get that Evo Chamber +1 coming online very soon. And Paul has decided to go all in with the factory tech. He has gone the reactor to double pump those Hellions. Gonna go for Blue Flame as well. The Hellions so effective against those Zerglings. Cyclones good against the Roaches and Ravagers. Gonna be trying to balance things out. But critical mass might be in the cards here if Rakerion decides to keep on keeping on with those Roaches and Ravagers. Another, of course, tech switch that Rakerion can do, go into those Flyers, Hellions, and Cyclones. Not really the best against the Mutable, to say the least. At the same time, Corruptors into Broodlords. There's gonna be some tier 3 shenanigans coming online soon or later. So finally, a chance to take a break. We've been analyzing how the game has been going so far. I just want to say that thank you guys for all those replays. I have like it has gone to a what 2-page system. I have to actually scroll down to see the oldest one. I actually found one I haven't done for almost 5 months. So I'm very sorry about that one. It's probably gonna get tackled into our live stream, which will happen soon within the week. That kind of thing. Also, I do have that BlizzCon 2019 poster, not only just for the Overwatch community, but also for the Starcraft community as well. It has Stetman on the poster, and obviously we are able to talk about the DeepMind AI as well as the new co-op commander. I would love to see more content though from StarCraft 2, but it has turned into more or less that esports phase where you really just want to focus on balance patches before adding anything really else. Anyway, now we get an engagement here. Hellions and Cyclones versus Roaches, Ravagers, Queens, and Zerglings. Rakerion, though, in a really good spot. He has Creep Red in position already. If Paul goes into a funnel, Rakerion can just run all those units in so quickly. He might get punished along the way. Still though, poke action happening. Paul staying off the creep. He doesn't want to get that extra movement speed disadvantage to matter too much. He is backing on that though, playing the lock-on game strong. And Rakerion doesn't want to overcommit as well. It seems like though it's a little bit of a struggle. And this is one of the times that I would say maybe it might be time to go for a little bit of that burrow action. Let's get away from the lock-on. Tunneling Claws also allows these roaches to move. It's a very niche thing, but with such a niche strategy here from Paul as well, might as well play something different. Anyway though, Hellions as well as Cyclones still waiting at the wings. In the meantime, the Zergling run on by, focusing heavily onto those SCVs. Blue Flame though, such a crispy cooking of those Zerglings. And Paul again, creeping on forward. More command centers though here from Paul. We are gonna get a big long macro game right here, right now. 5 bases coming online for our Terran player. 4 for the Zerg right here, right now. Rakerion needs to keep up or he might get run over in the economy game. So what else has Paul has? Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a sim city of factories right here, right now. This has to be the Industrial Revolution coming to life. +2 though on the armory tech as well. +2 on that weapons the vehicle weapons rather, and overall armor plating coming as well. At the same time though, we are gonna get +2 on the carapace, +2 on the range, and there we go with the roach movement speed at the same time. Lair tech though is a go. Infestation pit coming online as well. So will this be swarm host or will this be infestors? Fungal gonna be absolutely huge. Put these vehicles into place, keep them stopped, as well as maybe a neuroparasite or 2 to just get rid of that focus fire. Only be surprised though, Infestation Pit into Hive Tech to go for some Broodlords and just bombard them from afar. No one can really hurt you by that point. It's gonna be an easy picking there for Rakerion along the way. Still though, another attack here. Oh, it's a proxy hatchery onto the main base. He just wants to have more eggs. Doesn't want to go for a 5th base. He feels like his lines already spread too thin with the speed of these vehicles coming all the way in the different flanks. Anyway though, here we go with the burrow tech for the hatchery. I was talking about this a while ago. And oh, there you go for the infestation pits. It's gonna be some more energy for those infestors as well as that neuroparasite. Just in case Paul decides to go into something heavier, just like Thor, just like maybe a battlecruiser or 2 as well. It'll be very surprising to see it just get yoinked away from you. Still though, siege tanks now. Spearheading the defense. We are gonna get another base here on the left hand side. The Zergling's able to scout this out. Gonna go for the poke already. Sensor tower, we'll see this. The 1 SCV, come on, turn around. Fight for your life. You got this. No, come on, stop taking it. Stop taking it. This is why bullying happens. Oh, at the same time, it's gonna be a drop all the way into the main base, as well as an attack onto that proxy. I was too busy memeing it up, but the Hellbats are coming online, and that is gonna be the armory tech enabling the more tanky action. It's not the drop apparently, it's just a quick run on in with so many factories here from Mr. Paul. Apparently 4 wheels good, 2 legs is bad. So that's actually a big hit there on to Rakerion. Paul evening up the worker count right here, right now. Planetary Fortress all the way in the front lines just to defend. And Paul looking really good so far in getting back into the game. Seems like Rakerion slipping in terms of that tech game, slipping in terms of defending his front lines. The Cyclones able to get assassination after assassination, wasting the time, the resources of the Zerg along the way. Anyway, into Thors we go. Gonna be pretty effective against those hefty units. And if they are gonna be bunching up in mutas, that is gonna be the show there. And then, still though, Brood Lords might be the real answer here for Rakerion. At the same time, another quick run on, and look at these Hellions. They're so speedy, and with Roach Ravager heavy composition, they can't really go for the quick surround. The Zerglings will also struggle in the first place because these Flamers are so strong against light units. The drones now getting cooked left, right, and center. It's a flambe to remember. And Rakerion so behind right now. 48 workers using that whole worker cycle, egg cycle rather, to build workers. We are gonna get what? Is this a transformation upgrade? You don't see this too often. Allows these stars as well to swap those arsenals here, there, and everywhere. Anyway though, the infestors now just being pesky. They are tossing out some infested Terran action all around the map, using the burrow to a good degree, finally forcing Paul to get into missile turret action instead. And I love this from both our players. One goes for Terran, infested Terran rather. The other one going for those Helen run on ins. Both sides pressuring their opponents. But is this too little, too late here for Rakerion? Twice now, he has been hampered in terms of that worker count. Twice now, he has been forced to use his eggs to build up more drones instead. And now Paul coming into a critical mass. We have the siege tanks, the Tors, the Hellions waiting down the ramp. The infestors are coming in though. And this might be Rakerion suffering from his own success as the Ravagers are trying to turn. The Roaches are pretty much immobile right now. Here we go though. Bile might be good. Infested Terran being spit down. Siege tanks though have sieged on in. Corrosive Bile onto those immobile targets. And both sides taking heavy losses. But only if Rakerion wasn't committing with those eggs, he might have gotten more damage along the way. Paul, perfect place, perfect time to go for the attack. Now this hatchery will go down, and siege tanks right now doing the damage that needs to be done. A lot of damage though being applied here for both sides. Army count and workers pretty even, but Rakerion having more minerals in the back but doesn't have too much gas. Now what does that mean? He can only really build a big number of Zerglings, and that's it. That's the show. Roaches, one more cycle, gonna whittle that one out. He used so much catch there to get those Ravagers, and the Infestors do come out in front of the Thors. A complete waste of spellcasters there, and then good stands coming online here from Paul as well, and this base has been completely isolated, cut off from the supply lines. Still, one infestor in the back line, make that two, tossing out infested Terran. Gatling guns are annoying. The SCVs though still going for that infestor. In the meantime now, here we go with the hatchery. Oh, it doesn't go down, but instead, onto the critical mass it goes. Beautiful parasite though, gonna be taking control of those stars for the swarm, says the big mech units. And they're just blowing everything up. The kingdom come. Siege tank though on siege. And this is going to be a transition here. Starport being used to actually go for the scouts. And overall, both sides taking heavy hits. But this line, Paul going for the front line. Rakerion in the back. Who will actually take the win here? Good new parasite there. Oh, the door comes back into control, but the Ravagers are on it. Going to clean that one up. This game though, so exciting. Mech versus these spellcasters. Infestors all the way in the base. Really playing to their namesake. The SCVs though idling, can't pick gas anymore. And what can Paul do? He has a lot of gas but not much minerals. He is going for some more SCVs and a few Hellions along the way. At the same time, Rakerion now heavy on the resources. 23 Roaches coming online. And Ephemeron LE, such a great battleground to see. The scan though finally catches out that infestor. Here we go with this round, but will the scan actually go down? Can the missile turret see it? Oh my god, Paul so close, but no cigar. The orbital command taking damage as well. Eventually, it will start the flame on up. Speaking of the flame though, the starport just jetting on over up and top, using the building for the scouts. Just a heavy mech investment here from Paul. Still though, SimCity being infested so constantly by this one infestor. It's gotten so much value already, burning up this orbital command, forcing all those SCVs to transition elsewhere. Even though there's not much resources, at least this is the main base being scouted constantly by Rakerion. The knowledge is power, guys, as the Hellion now deciding to go to the south side. Infested Terran gonna get burnt on down, but he still needs to find where this infestor is truly. Now this is one of those points where you want to have that one starport just to build a Raven or two. Interference Magic's pretty useful anti-armor as well, and a natural detector gonna be anyhow efficient. Still though, there we go with the scan. Rakerion able to take control of the ground, forcing Paul to play a little safer all the way on the south quadrant. Anyway, as I was saying with Mr. Paul, he's using the starport to fly around, but he will need, honestly, a Raven or two to support his team, support his composition. He has a lot of gas anyway in the bank. Having a detector is so useful to see around the map. Finally though, I feel like the infestors have been cleaned on up, and what is going on here for the Zerg's base? He has gotten into Hive Tech. We are going to get Adrenal Glands for some Zerglings, +3 on that range weapons as well. In the meantime, +3 here for vehicles. So both sides evening it things up on the upgrade front. Still though, the armor gonna be a very big detriment in terms of that DPS. So we'll see who's gonna be able to get their carapace or their plating earlier. Seems like Rakerion though. Already done with carapace, I believe. Paul going for the +3s right here, right now. Doesn't really want to engage till those upgrades go online. Another sensor tower though, trying to come on up. This time a little closer to the front line, be able to see the critical mass coming his way. Here we go though, this might be the final countdown. Oh, never mind, the Zerglings come out of nowhere. Another quick one. Seems like the Overlord carrying those small little critters. And with Adrenal Glands right now, extra attack speed will come online very soon. Doesn't affect this wave though, but into the next one might be a lot cleaner and quicker to take care of a building or two. Now what can both sides do in this point in time? I feel like if they assassinate the Armory or the Evo Chamber, it will set back the opposition a big hefty amount. Still though, Rakerion now seeing the sensor tower's range, and scans come on now to clean up the creep along the way. Big creep spread here from Rakerion, and Ravagers are waiting on the opposite side as well. 20 minutes though in, you're still on Roach Ravager tech, and that's a little questionable here for our Zerg player. By this point in time, you want to have those disposable units instead. Swarm Hosts with Deny the Swarm, those Brood Lords as well. Sure, you want to have some Roach Ravagers down below, but you want to mix it up with a little bit of Hydralisk as well to try and round up your army. Anyway though, it makes sense though with Roach Ravager against all this mech, but they are still tier 1 units to say the least. Now, anyway, the Ravagers coming onto the fronts, going to Bile. That's going to be a big hit, immediately decimating, erasing that siege tank from existence. Still though, the cooldown game is going to be strong. Around 10 seconds left to wait on for another volley. Infestors though backing on out, high energy. Going to be looking to actually try and steal a door or two under the nose of that Terran. Oh, a sneaky pincer attack. Trying to come on behind. This is gonna be Rakerion playing off creep. Oh, the scan! The scan is absolutely huge, but no one going for the punish. The Overseers, though, are taking a little bit of the brunt, and the Infestors are now crawling all their way in. Now, unfortunately here for Paul, he's unable to get the supply depot on up, but he is going to be on that low ground, bringing in those stores. The Infestors aren't in position to go for the Parasite, because the scan is there to say the least. Now, here we go with the Yoink. Paul taking some damage, but at the same time, Rakerion all the way out in the front. Still, though, it's going to be a big wall here from Rakerion, because Paul losing the Thors he controls, as Rakerion takes control of the closer ones to his army. Still, though, another Yoink, and the Neuro Parasite, rather, so on point right here, right now, attacking his own units to clean that one up. And Rakerion, another successful assault. Can Paul do anything by this point in time? He is gonna go for some Liberators right here, right now, from the sideways starport. The Hellions are trying to come in front, and here we go with the siege tank yet again. Big scan! Oh my god, the Infestors are all dead! They have all gone down to one scan! Oh my god! And that is the biggest, baddest, most terrible time here for Rakerion. Oh, losing all those Infestors. Mineral and gas going by this point. And now Paul out for blood. Looking to hunt, looking to try and win things out. Rakerion though, another Infestor wave coming online. But by this point in time, these guys can't go for the Neuroparasite, can't go for the Yoink. Still though, the Burning Nation is upon us. Liberators going for the Zones of Freedom. Crosabal though getting some hits, and Rakerion right now at the pre-side. Paul versus Rakerion, both sides winning, both sides losing. The Infestor swing though absolutely huge. Now here we go again with the Parasite, gonna get 3 siege tanks out in front. Scans don't keep on coming, and these Infestors 11 HP should be spinning out some Terrans instead to try and even things out. See, still those siege tanks all the way in the back. Creeping Barrage is the name of the game. This is so close here. The +2 Carapace. I was talking about the armor Carapace integration. +2 only here for Rakerion, while Paul is +3, meaning that Paul having the 1 damage advantage with his critical mass of units, with all that splash damage as well. Pretty much a big factor into this game. Now these Zerglings trying to scout will get taken down. The Ravagers trying to push on forward, but Infestors have no real units to actually tank up the damage. And if Rakerion decides to walk into this, that's going to be the shock cannon, turning these Infestors inside out. The hatchery now quite low already. The scan comes yet again. Paul is just on these scans, using the energy to a good degree. Finally, the Infested Terran toss so the Infestors can come close, but they will all go down again. And Rakerion, he was in the lead earlier into this game, but losing those Infestors, losing out with the Spellcasters not having enough energy against the Siege Tank composition. Just hurting his chances. High ground is still king here in Starcraft. And Rakerion is suffering from his own success there. Paul turning things around. It looks so dicey there. It was such a good Parasite to get the ones closer, protect his army, is able to get in the way in the first place, keep the degree of separation, and it's pretty much a fake wall done. And then when all was said and done, it was time for the cleanup. And there you go, Rakerion calling the GG, Paul with the victory. What an amazing game there. That game had it all. Early all in, turning into macro game, Paul turning things around. And now Rakerion might be thinking, oh, what if I decided to just go and all in completely? Sometimes when you half-ass your all in by some points, well, you suffer from your own success, suffer from confidence that you hurt your opponent enough. That third hatchery unprotected, cleaned up by the Cyclones. But it was such a good back and forth. There were so many chances for both. Rakerion playing so well with the Infestors till that big mistake going by the main. Everything getting turned inside out. And that was just so unfortunate there. Anyway, Paul was always trying to keep up. Even getting ahead in the base or two. Went for that all-in mech. And that was such a good one, guys. And this is why I do this. I love StarCraft, man. I love seeing StarCraft, that's for sure. And seeing the community play like this, play so exciting, goddamn. I haven't screamed in a while. Seeing those Infestors die, whoa. But yeah, really good back and forth, really good fights, and I'm still recovering. So apologies for a few flubs there and then. But it's been fun. It's been great. And I hope to see some really high octane StarCraft action into CKS. I've been Daks. I'll see you guys in the next one.